Hi everybody, it's Lena here. I'm here with Cynthia Settje from Redthreaded Corsets. I can't believe it. She agreed to do an interview for us, so I'm super excited. And we just want to ask you a few questions about what makes you so successful. So I guess the first question is, what's a mistake that you made that you might have avoided knowing all the things you know now?
She's diving right in there with mistakes. First question.
Yeah, first question. Help us avoid the pitfalls.
Do some research into the legalities of running a business. That's something that a lot of people, you kind of just suddenly realize, oh, I have a business. I need to know how taxes work. Learn how taxes work before you realize that you have a business and all of that goes with it. So, there's registrations that you need. You need to have sales tax licensing. Some parts of the country need home occupancy permits. There's a bunch of stuff. It's all that boring but scary stuff that I think some people can forget to look into, or not even know about, not even be aware. Because I'll talk to small business people, or people who are starting a small business, and they'll be like, "Oh, I need to do sales tax." Yeah, you do. So look into the boring legal stuff.
Pro tip.
Yeah.
What's your favorite thing about being an entrepreneur and working for yourself?
I like that I can kind of make my own schedule and follow my own path, and I'm not stuck in someone else's dream. I get to follow my dream.
Yeah. Nice. Of all the corset styles that Redthreaded makes, what is your current favorite and why?
I think our front-lacing synthetic 1780s style is my favorite. It's our best seller, and it's just kind of sexy. You look good in it, so people like it. People like trying it on, and that's one of the ones where I'll put it on someone, and they'll be like, "I'm not gonna look good in a Georgian era. I never look good in this era." And then I turn them to the mirror, and they go, "Oh." So right now, that I think is my favorite.
A little sass and class.
Yeah, sass and class.
Nice. So can you say a little bit about what you were doing here at the University of Maryland this weekend, and maybe a highlight for you?
Yeah, so I was here teaching 29 people, that's crazy, how to make corsets and stays. So half of them were doing 1860s stays, half of them were doing our 18th century Georgian backlacing stays. And so I was talking about the benefits of synthetic whalebone. We use synthetic whalebone in all of our corsets. I did some demos on corset flossing, and then everyone made their own corset or stays. And for the most part, everyone got things together. Well, really, everyone got things together. Some people finished theirs in 2.5 days, which is incredible. Some people have a little more work to do, but everyone got really far into it, and everyone knew how to sew, so thank God. And it was really fun. So,
you mentioned a little bit about synthetic whalebone. Would you expand a little bit on the benefits of it and why you use it and advocate for it?
It's this funny thing because 10, 15 years ago, in corset making, the general consensus was steel makes a good corset. Right? And now we're kind of going backwards on that, because now this new well, it's not new. So it's a new product to the US. It's new to a lot of us. They've been using it in Europe for a while. It's made in Germany, and it's called plastic Fischbein in German. And it's a plastic product that's made specifically to mimic baleen. So that was the whale product that was used in historical corsetry. And it acts a lot like baleen. I've handled baleen, and it's a really good substitute. So now we're kind of coming back around to plastic and saying, well, maybe this is actually really great. It's lighter than steel by a little bit. You can cut it and shape it with just hefty scissors and a Dremel, or even just a nail file. And if you have a bone that's a little too long, you can just chop it off and file it again. You don't have to worry with rough steel edges or tipping fluid or any of that stuff. So it's a little more forgiving and a little easier to work with. And it's comfortable, so.
And it bends side to side as well as
yeah, it has a little bit of side
wiggle,
which is good. And it's about the same as authentic baleen has, because authentic baleen does not bend side to side in the way that spiral steel does. So it's similar to that.
If you were going to give one piece of advice, something you wish you knew when you were starting out, what would it be?
I'm going to go back to what we were talking about earlier, which is
Taxes?
No.
Okay.
What we were talking about in the class, which is solve a problem. Figure out something that people need and figure out how you can make it for them or give it to them. If you start a business going, what do I want to make and what do I want to sell? You might pigeonhole yourself into a market that doesn't exist. You might you have to make something that someone wants in order for them to buy it. So solve a problem. We solved a problem with historical corsets in stock, ready to ship. Our friends American Duchess solved a problem of historical shoes.
Yeah.
They didn't really exist on a large scale until Lauren said, shoes. That's the problem I want to solve. So find what you like, but then find what people need in that context.
Well, thank you for answering all the questions. If there's one piece of advice or pro tip or idea that you want to leave our viewers with, what would that be?
About sewing or business or what?
About whatever you deem most relevant.
Don't do 2 conventions and a symposium and move and refinish your floors all in 1 month.
So don't overbook?
Don't overbook. Don't burn out if you're doing the thing you love, because if you burn out on the thing you love, that's not great. I'm not there. I'm just close.
And for people who are not already familiar with your amazing corsets and products, where can they find you on Instagram, Facebook, and your website?
Yeah, you could shop with us at redthreaded.com. You could follow us on Instagram at redthreaded, Facebook at redthreaded, and you can contact us at info@redthreaded.com.
And you also have some really amazing photographs of your atelier pieces on your Instagram. That's Redthreaded Atelier, is that right?
No, we don't have a separate Instagram.
Oh, it's not a separate
No,
Instagram.
but if you go to the hashtag Redthreaded Atelier, you can find some cool pictures that way.
Some gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous stuff. Okay, well, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for coming and thanks for doing the workshop with us.
It was absolutely amazing. I learned so much and I had so much fun.
Awesome. Well, cool. Bye, guys.
Bye.